Still to come on breakfast this morning, he's been around the world on a bike, not any old bike, a penny farthing. And adventurer Joff Summerfield will be pedalling his way into the studio a little bit later in the programme so that Sean can have a go riding around.
I may be a little unstable.
We'll give you a lift.
Who's to take? It'll be a laugh.
Something extraordinary here, haven't we? Hey,
we
look
have
at this.
A penny farthing.
Penny farthing.
The reason we've got it in the studio is there is a man who has circumnavigated the globe on this.
Yes.
Without stabilisers.
Yeah, never mind, you know, you'd think he'd have washed it before he brought it in, wouldn't you?
It's a little bit grubby.
And this was his helmet that he wore.
Yep.
And he's going to be telling us all about his adventures. Now, you know, it's too easy to go around on a normal bike. You've got to go on a penny farthing.
OK, then.
So he'll be with us a little bit later. Time now to get the local news where you are. What? Right, come on, give us your leg. Come on, girl. Get up. Come. Our next guest spent 2.5 years travelling around the world, and during this time he visited 40 countries in 4 continents. Well, lots of people have done that, haven't they, really? Hey?
Yeah. You know, what's the big deal? It all sounds quite glamorous, unless, of course, he decided to do it on one of these. Joff Summerfield completed the 22,000-mile trip. It was that, wasn't it,
That's
Joff?
right, 22,000 miles, yeah.
On this, and it's handmade, is
yes,
that right?
But these very hands.
Those very hands made that very penny farthing?
Yep.
Fantastic. And you got back?
On Sunday at 1 o'clock in Greenwich.
How are you feeling?
I'm still a bit sore and a bit of celebrating on Sunday night, so which is great. But yeah, it's still strange being back in the normal world again. But they're fantastic to have actually completed the journey.
Are you the first person to have done this? No,
I'm the second. The first person was an Englishman, and he did it between 1884 and 1887, a chap called Thomas Stevens, and he's the real hero. And but I'm the second person to have done it.
And how long did it take him?
It was just about 2.5, 3 years, similar time. So.
Really? And what are the most fascinating things that you've seen? People must have been gobsmacked to see you on this in certain parts of the world.
Oh, definitely. I mean, my favourite country was Tibet. It was just fantastic. It was the hardest country to travel in because there's no tarmac on the roads. Yeah. I was there illegally as well. And
you were there illegally?
Yeah, well, a Chinese visa covers you for Tibet, but you need what's called an alien travel permit to go into Tibet. So you can't get one as an individual traveller. So I had to jump the border.
That road.
Yeah, it's not exactly the most comfortable form of transport. So why bother?
Because it's fantastic. I mean, you get a great view, and you get. It opens so many doors for you when you're travelling, and people are just inquisitive. What is it? What are you? And it's great. And I love the bikes. They're just fantastic. They're great fun to ride and be around.
How long did it take you to learn how to ride one of those?
The first time I rode one, when I made the first one, but I'd never ridden one, then I rode it for the first time and thought, oh my God, what have I done? And but you get used to it. The riding you can learn in half a day, but it's the getting on and getting off without damaging yourself, which takes a bit longer.
But you made a few friends hoisting you up there.
Yeah, oh yes, yeah. There's always someone to help.
And one or two enemies. You were mugged in Prague. Somebody tried to rob you in Turkey. You were hit twice by lorries and shared a campsite with crocodiles.
Pretty much, yeah. So it's a good, mixture of different things along the way.
You know, we were seeing the pictures of you when you were in China, and the road was extremely bumpy.
Yeah.
You must have come off one. Well, it was in Tibet, wasn't it? You must have come off 1 or 2 times.
Oh yeah, lots of times. Yeah, you always fall off. It's but it's. As long as when you land you don't break arms and wrists and things, that's fine, because somewhere like Tibet you can't call an ambulance.
It was third time lucky, wasn't it?
Yes.
First time you got as far as where?
I think it's Folkestone. Which was kind of embarrassing on the first day. But,
on the first day, what made you, what happened?
Knee problems, and I'd never had the problems before, and then the first day, problems with my knees, and,
second time, then you got as far as
Budapest. Second time, and a different knee problem. That was a kneecaps that time. So this was third time lucky. You don't give up any dreams.
Your knees held out.
Yeah, they've been good. Pretty much, yeah.
How did you get into the whole penny farthing thing in the first place? Why did you think, I want to build one of those?
When I first became self-employed, I took up cycling again to save a bit of money on petrol. And that year I rode to Amsterdam on an old BSA pre-war bicycle. Loved it and realised this is how I'm going to see the world on a bicycle.
It has one gear only.
Yep.
And it's fixed wheels, so there's no freewheeling.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's a solid rubber.
Solid rubber tyre, yeah.
So no air, no comfort whatsoever.
That's a pretty accurate statement, yeah.
Brakes?
It's got brakes, but you can't actually use them too much. You need to moderate your speed, because if you put the brake on too heavily, the back wheel just lifts off the ground and tips you straight off the front, and that's broken arms and things.
That would be painful.
Oh, it is, I can assure you.
You've done that?
Oh, yeah,
Done that?
yeah.
Oh, dearie me.
Now, in the past, I've fractured both wrists, both elbows, and broken a leg falling off it.
So now you've done that, what's next for the man who's been around the globe on a penny farthing?
Relax for a little while, write the book, and then there's still a lot more places to see. I'd love to see Africa, I'd love to see South America, but that's all in the future. Got to have a bit of a rest to start with.
Bit saddle sore.
A little bit, but don't tell anyone.
Jeff, good
This
to see you.
isn't helping, is it?
Oh, this is lovely.
It's all
This is
right,
great,
is it?
yeah.
Better than that.
Oh, yes.
Nice to see you.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.